Hey guys, this is the Young Cast, and I'm your host, Bapo, and I'm joined by my co-host, Buck.
Hello there, everybody.
And what we're going to talk about is our plans in the future on what we're going to do with the podcast stuff.
That is right. We have a lot of things we can cover, but not enough to make a full episode about it, which is why it's here on the shortcast.
Yeah.
A couple things, equipment-wise and categories, and possibly turning this into more of a show with a camera and everything and a setup, but we'll touch those one at a time. What do you think we should cover first?
I don't know.
Let's cover equipment. Right now, what we're rolling with is one microphone that is actually pretty good. It's picking up both of our voices. We're sitting right next to it, and we're actually fairly far away from it. I'm planning, let's get some microphones, like 4 of them, with the proper equipment like headphones so we can hear ourselves for better editing, sound quality and whatnot, and probably moving this to a bit more of an open area.
Yeah.
We can see it, you guys can't. It's pretty small. Any comments on that?
No, not really, but, what about the stuff we're gonna do for, like, other subcategories?
Subcategories. We're planning on possibly breaking a record for the most subcategories in podcasting history. We're gonna make a lot of them. So far we have, a couple planned, 2 out now, and we only made this podcast a week ago.
Yeah.
So, it's gonna be interesting. We're gonna have a lot of things. It's actually gonna be almost like a part-time job with no pay. So
unless we get sponsors.
We're gonna have to wait until we get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube for that.
True.
But that's okay. Hey, you know what? Before we go on to the next thing, why don't you talk about the social media page?
So I'm running the Twitter, or I'm not really running the Twitter, someone else is running it, I think.
We'll transfer it over to you, don't worry.
Alright, and I'm running the Twitter, and right now we don't really know what to post, but it's going to be about podcasting stuff and what we're going to be doing. So if we were going to go live, I'd have to post that, so stuff like that, so on and so forth.
Same with a TikTok, right?
Yep.
So, if you want to find us, I'm assuming it is at the Youngcast, just the way it's spelled on YouTube, on Twitter, and probably on TikTok. It's almost the same. If you want to go check that out, that is completely up to you. We'll be posting, regularly. We'll be doing updates, maybe some just random Q&As. We're going to do that stuff. The first post we're actually going to make after the recording of this, but you'll see that if you want to go check it out for yourself.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's talk about the show thing I mentioned. I was thinking that it would be a good idea to find an area, set up a camera so we can record ourselves and have more of a talk show than a podcast, because I think that would rack in some views. It's a bit better to get interested in something when there's a visual to it, not just a picture that you guys will see with our voices over it. I think that is a great idea, but we don't have a camera currently, unless we wanted to record it with a smartphone. So that's another thing we got to pick up on the equipment list. Now, on the equipment list, I don't know what would be a good camera, really.
Neither do I.
I'll probably do some research.
Yeah.
But I do know that at Walmart in our area, there's the people who made this, the On company, they have a cheesy little camera. I'll just look up the quality of that. If it's bad, then we're not going to bother with that. Anything you want to add?
No, not really. Actually, I did work around with cameras at one point. I tried to make my own YouTube channel, but I really didn't know how to make my stuff, so
that's all right. Then we can see, maybe one of these times we'll go out to an electronics store and do that. But we need a soundboard, microphones, because we technically have 4 microphones, but 2 of them don't work with our setup, and one of them is cheesy as all hell, and the other one we're using, and it sounds pretty alright. Oh yeah, and all this equipment was donated by Zephyr. Zephyr from the main cast. He's a pretty cool guy for doing that. If it weren't for that, we would not be where we are right now, at least making it.
Yeah.
You know what? I guess we can talk about this. We'll just add this on. At our school we go to, our high school, we are in a podcasting activity. It's only something we do on Fridays, but it's really helping us learn a bit. I gotta ask the teacher about equipment just so we can see what the best option would be for a cheaper price.
Yeah.
We're not exactly millionaires over here. So, that should cover what we were going to talk about, but I feel like we could stretch this a little longer. What do you think?
That sounds like a good idea to me.
Alrighty. So to all you people out there, my friend Bapo here, he's fairly new to the podcasting scene, so just bear with him. We're all new here, actually. I just happen to sound a bit more confident, I guess.
Yeah.
He's fine with it. He's excited for it.
Yeah. Of course.
And being our social media manager, I hope he doesn't post anything weird. But yeah, if you guys want to check that out, go ahead and look up the Uncast Twitter and TikTok. We don't have an Instagram because
no one uses Instagram.
Oh, if people use Instagram, I don't care. Right? We're not going to use an Instagram. So, we're in 6 minutes in. I think we could maybe keep going. Got any subjects you want to quickly? Podcast-related subjects?
We could talk about how, we went through this podcast. What about,
the beginning.
Yeah, the beginning of it.
So, this podcast was originally me, good old Buck, Bapo, and Rex. It was going to be us three, and we had no equipment whatsoever. We were going to record a Discord phone call.
It did not work. It did not work.
With a screen recorder.
Yeah.
And Rex, he was actually going to be kind of the main guy. He was going to be the editor. Now I am, but we're not going to talk about that. So basically, he recorded it, and all of it was corrupted. It was just a black screen with no audio. So, for a couple months, I want to say, 2 months, we just gave up on the whole idea, which I got this whole setup for podcast.
Yeah.
So then I started hanging out with Zephyr. I've known him for a long time, but I only started hanging out with him again recently. And we were talking, and turns out he had this equipment. And we just went over to his house, picked it up, and tried it. And, well, here we are. We decided to start making a podcast. So the first episode is me and Zephyr because we are the founders of this podcast. But the whole podcast idea came from me, Bapo here, and Rex.
Yep.
So, what's your thoughts on the whole podcast scene?
Honestly, like you said, like you said about it, when we first tried to do our podcasting stuff through Discord, it wasn't really that what you would call good, because not to mention my phone was really buggy. I mean,
Oh yeah. I remember that. That was bad.
Yeah,
So, and it's a lot more fun to do podcasting when you're behind the scenes doing this stuff. So, to people out there thinking, I like podcasts, and I want to make a podcast.
it's a lot to do it.
It's a lot to do it. I have 15 tabs open for YouTube right now, because I need to do that to sign up this channel. And I finally did it, and to be honest, I had a good time doing it. It took me 3 hours to do it, but it was...
Really?
Yeah, really. It was worth it, though. I like the editing and the involvement. I like all of it for the podcasting.
Yeah.
Being a media representator for us. Mm-hmm. And I've always wanted to do something like this, YouTube channel or something like that. So podcasting I thought was perfect. And originally we were going to actually make the Uncast, the name came from Yun Money, which was going to be our band name. But we decided we can't sing, so we just made the podcast. We're gonna do some subcategory. Actually, this is a good thing to talk about. One of our subcategories is gonna be called the Music Cast. We're gonna make one of us, either Rex, Zephyr, Bapo, or me, Buck, will make a song with a software, and we will review it once a week or twice a week or maybe even 3 times. I don't know. And that will be a subcategory within its own. And I think that's going to be pretty fun. And we might even actually reform the band and have a 4-person band.
Yeah.
So, we're 10 minutes in. I think we covered it flawlessly.
Yeah.
So, would you like to do the outro?
Thank you guys for watching our podcast. I fucked that up.
It's okay, we won't edit that out. It adds originality.
Oh, okay.
Again, guys, he's new.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for listening to the Uncast. I'm Buck, and your host,
Bapo.
We are signing off. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.